The following is a presentation of the Radio Misfits Podcast Network.
From the birthplace of modern winemaking, Sonoma, California, welcome to The Winemakers. Local experts Sam Couturi, Bart Hansen, and Brian Casey invite you to listen in as they discuss all facets of winemaking. So sit back, pour yourself a glass, and let's hear what the guys have to say this week.
Definitely market for barrels now that we have a space.
Let us know, we can help.
But yeah, no, so usually, so if it's a beer barrel, usually it's somebody I'm working with, like, directly, and I can say, hey, oh, you're emptying it on Thursday, I'll be there Thursday, and I will get it.
Because that would make more sense then, because you're not, it's the essence is part of it still.
Exactly.
It hasn't been rinsed and sulfur.
As an example, like, we have some stuff aging in Foursquare rum barrels, right? And when we got that, they were sold to us from the barrel broker, because there's just barrel brokers everywhere selling used barrels. And they'll say, like, on their list, hey, just in, fresh, Heaven Hill, whatever.
Right.
Fresh, Willet, or, whatever it is.
Right.
And they said, fresh Foursquare rum. I was like, great, I want that. And as soon as we got it, I could hear the sloshing. And I was like, all right, there's some stuff in here. And we emptied out. There's like a liter of just some of the best rum possible.
It doesn't. If you want to,
so you just try to get them as fresh as possible.
I'll swap with you if Sam walks in. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the Winemakers. Brian Casey with Bart Hansen, Jasmine Egan, new homeowner, and we're with Brandon Conley. If you've listened, you've been eavesdropping on the conversation about barrels. Brandon is. What is your title? Like head distiller, or what are they?
Distillery director is what
Distillery
it says on
director.
My card.
Okay.
But, yeah, head
Master
distiller.
of all beans, time, space, and dimension.
Yep.
Some people will get that reference.
Tour guide. If you order from us, I'm definitely packing up your order online.
So in other words, it's a small
operation. A little bit of graphic design.
Yeah.
A lot of floor sweeping. A lot of hopping.
And this sort of came about. One of our wine club members, Blair, was telling me I had to have you on the show. And then, we kind of reached out. And then when I told Bart about it, he said, I've met him. He's been to my tasting room. I've actually got a couple bottles. And then Bart, I'll let Bart tell. Bart's actually been drinking a lot of Amaro the last
I wouldn't say I've been drinking. I've had the opportunity to sip some aged Amaros. And it's been really interesting because before I met you, I knew nothing about Amaros. And then after tasting them, and now tasting them when people come by, and if they're hip that the bottles are sitting there, we'll have a little nip, and just how beautiful they are. And I'm a sucker for aromatics, and these are aromatics.
Thank you.
Hell yeah!
Thank you very much.
And I know Jasmine. I think probably she smelled the Amaro from next door, so she just like all of a sudden showed up because she is all about the Amaro. You probably got Amaro at home. Yeah.
Office too.
Yeah.
So
Jasmine.
we good?
Okay, cool.
So
Jasmine's on.
Can you give us a little background on what Amaro is? Because we're going to assume that most of our friends out in listener land don't really have that much knowledge of it.
Absolutely. So Amaro, the way I describe it, doing the tours to the public as they come in, I say that Amaro is bittersweet liqueur. Now that's a really large spectrum of something that is very light, like an Aperol or aperitivo style that a lot of people would know, all the way up to kind of the more extreme ends like Fernet or Malort, if you want to get real crazy with it.
For our friends that do, we give them that.
Oh, perfect. So it kind of means everything in between. There's no real technical definition to what Amaro is.
But Amaro means bitter, right?
Exactly.
So,
Italian for bitter.
So it starts with that. It's
exactly.
bitter.
It's bitter. Yeah. Again, but it could be made with any spirit. It could be made with water. It could be made with wine. You really can make it with anything. So there's no real guidelines other than bitter.
So just looking at the bottles, I noticed that the alcohols range from 21 to 46%. Mm-hmm. Can you talk about that a little bit and talk about what the base of this is and how you go about getting that base?
Yeah. So the base for all of our Amaro, the base for our gin, the base for anything that we're working on in the past and currently is all grape brandy. So we bring that all in from Sebastopol. I do have a 2,000 liter still at Brucato, but unfortunately cannot keep up with the demand for these.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. And so we bring that in from Sebastopol. There's a great supplier out there called Wine Secrets. I'm sure you've heard of them.
Yep.
They bring in, grapes and wines and distill it down to a pretty neutral base. We get it at about 180 some proof.
Okay.
So not totally neutral, but pretty neutral. Still has some nice bubblegum characteristics to it. I do this thing on the tours where I pour some in your hands and kind of let people rub it in. You kind of opens up those flavors a little bit. You kind of see what we work with, but it just gives it a nice body, I would say, more so than like a neutral corn or a grain spirit. Mm-hmm. I know that before I came on, the owners, James and Sierra, experimented a little bit with wheat-based spirits. But brandy was really the winner, and it makes sense, right? Kind of just based on where we're at, use what we have close to us. So
right, and brandy, it's only brandy if it's grape based.
You can have apple brandy.
Mm-hmm. You can have
pear brandies.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay,
so fruit based,
but fruit based.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, and I've had a really excellent over the last year. So I've been sipping on this excellent carrot eau de vie.
Oh my goodness.
So you can kind of make a brandy from a lot of things.
Right.
It turns out. But yeah.
That's awesome.
And then into the ABVs on these, certain things just taste better at different proof levels. So with our Chaparral kind of on that higher end at 46, it just has a little bit more bite to it from the mint and the anise and whatnot in there. And so we want that higher proof to let it sing a little bit,
Right.
Give it a little bite to it. Versus kind of like the orchards and the woodlands at that lower 23, 21%. They just taste a little nicer, a little fruitier. We want those fruit flavors to kind of open up a little bit more at that lower proof. And
so it's all about what you're flavoring it with that has direct relationship to the alcohol. Some can carry the alcohol more, some cannot.
Exactly.
The alcohol overwhelms it.
Exactly. Yeah. Those I've had, I've taken our woodlands at a higher proof and tried it because I thought I like things at a higher proof personally. I like things a little more bitter. So I was like, this is going to be pretty good. And it's not. It's it's like drinking a glass of bitters at a higher proof, really spicy bitters. So yeah, those ones just work a little bit more at the lower end.
Yeah. And, for those of you out there that I heard once on a podcast, I think I shared this with you, they were discussing the fact that bitter things aren't really an American palate. That's why these are so much more popular in Europe than they are here.
Yes.
But certainly a growing, and maybe more an arc segment of that we're in the wine business that we're more exposed to it. So we're a little ahead of the curve of the rest of the country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I just say that out loud?
Well, I mean,
we are from California.
No, but I mean,
right?
I see it, when there's certain regions where we get asked on the service side of, do you have sweet wines? And we're like, oh no, we try really hard to not let that shine through. But that's what they're looking for. But you see restaurants around here especially with the seasonal weather, doing more chicory, more of that bitter lettuces, and kind of getting into that side of things. And I see more and more people ordering Aperol spritzes every day. Not the most bitter of the two, but and Negronis I think have made quite the comeback. And
100%.
Mezcal Negronis, all sorts of things, and
just cocktailing as a whole has just blown up.
Yeah, cocktails
continues to blow up
totally.
And you see cocktail bars opening up, and even though people are quote drinking less, you still see every new restaurant and bar open up with insane cocktail lists now. And so now I hope, my optimistic side is that people are having these cocktails, they're having something that they've never heard of in that cocktail, and then they start to go, wait, what was that thing in that cocktail that
element,
I liked? I know what mezcal is, but wait, there's something else there. Oh, it's Montenegro or some other Amaro.
But I mean, soda water and bitters with a little orange and lime in there, it's best hangover cure ever.
It's so good.
It's delicious.
It's so good.
Absolutely.
One of my buddies taught me I thought he was crazy, but for the longest time he would tell me he's like, if you have a bad beer, right, just like a PBR or a Black Label or anything like that, and you're just at a dive bar and you just want something a little bit nicer, he goes, just ask for a few shakes of bitters in it and a lime.
Ooh.
And it just totally changes it from a totally reasonable beer to something that's like very good.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
I'm going to try. I have to try that.
Definitely.
The next time someone offers me a beer with no flavor.
That's exactly what you got to do. Church it up.
Okay, so let's start with a little bit more about you and how you came to this part of the business, or in the alcohol business.
Yeah. So this is actually my 10th year in the business this month, actually.
But not 10th year with...
No. I've only been here. This will be my 3rd year with them, but 10th year on the distilling side. My background is graphic design. That's what I went to school for. That's what I got my degree in. And
do you have a say in the labels?
To an extent,
okay.
Yes.
And they're beautiful.
I cannot take credit for any of these. These were designed by Erin Fishkin. She's an artist over in the East Bay, Oakland specifically. She just does really cool work, and she just absolutely knocked it out of the park on this. But I do help out with some other things as well. And when we're choosing new labels for like new products and whatnot, definitely. I definitely have opinions, that's for sure. But yeah, so like I said, 10th year in the business. I got started, I was doing graphic design and marketing for a number of years. I started to become very tired of the office life and started looking for something a little bit different. So I started bartending just for fun, part-time. Started falling in love with cocktails, started thinking to myself, hey, maybe I should try to get into the brewing industry. I liked home brew. I used to make ciders all the time. So I was like, maybe get into the brewing industry. This is in Cleveland, Ohio, by the way, at this time. And surrounded by breweries. I mean, it was the height of the boom. And so I was like, I think I'm going to try to find a way to work at a brewery. I think I need to get bartending experience first, so then I can do marketing and design for them. This is the way, this is the path, right? And so I started doing that. And local brewery, Platform, they're gone now, unfortunately. They were looking for volunteers to help on the canning line. They would get a mobile canning line in, and I said, well, that sounds great. Go in, hang out, try something a little different. And I absolutely fell in love with it. Just working for free is a major part of my life, it seems. And so I absolutely fell in love with it. I mean, I remember like the low fills, you had to crush them as they were coming off. We were like sliding them down to the guy down the line, and he would like grab them really quickly to like pack them. And then he would like grab it and you'd see the beer fly out. He'd get mad at us and we'd just start cracking up laughing. And I just had such a good time. And I met like a few guys that are, to this day, I still talk to on a daily basis. And just really fell in love with that. Kept bartending, went to a slightly nicer bartending, or a nicer bar, where we actually were making cocktails. It wasn't just a shot and a beer at this point. So now I'm making cocktails. And then I did the thing that I would hope other people do. Yeah. I started to fall in love with the actual ingredients in said cocktails. I'm like, what is this thing that is the common thing that I love? That same time, as I'm getting into all of this, I'm starting to learn a little bit more about spirits production, starting to look and see what breweries are potentially hiring. And there was a distillery there in Ohio that was looking for a member for the production. And I let them know that I had no experience whatsoever, but I'm a sponge. I don't come with any bad habits on the production side. Teach me the way to do it. Also, I can help with your marketing and graphic design. So like, put me to use on the manual side, and I can help on the other stuff too.
Yeah, Swiss Army knife.
Exactly. And that, I just haven't looked back ever since.
Yeah, it's great to do what you love.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then it's not work, right?
Yeah. And we've got
some days.
Some days. Yeah. We've got Sam Couturier in the house now.
All right, can we taste one?
Yeah.
Spur on more questions?
It's been a day. I need some Amaro.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? We'll just do it the way we do it on the tours. Let you guys try orchards first. So this is our 23% really apricot forward Amaro. It's apricot, Blenheim apricots, dried. We get those about 45 minutes south of the city. We let those macerate for about 4 months in that neutral brandy. at 150 proof. And then we layer on the rest of the ingredients after that. We'll do mace, we'll do persimmon in this one, we'll do fresh Meyer lemon peel, cinnamon, cardamom, classic flavors in this one.
Nice.
Gentian for the bitterness.
So
is this a newer one for you?
This is not the newer one.
Oh, I was going to say, I don't think I've had this one.
This is one of the originals.
Okay.
Yeah. Orchards, Woodlands, and Chaparral are
Right.
like the 3 originals.
Okay.
And so when you say macerate in a stainless steel tank,
Yes.
in a food grade container, stainless steel tank,
Stainless steel tank.
obviously, when you're done with the fruit, do you take it home and eat the fruit?
No, God, no. It is.
Feed it to the pigs.
Oh, it is. It is awful.
It's awful.
It's awful. Yeah. So we let everything macerate. Apricot goes in first, and then we add on the rest. That way, we pull everything all at the same time. We press all of those fruits and botanicals with our hydraulic press. It's a Mori basket press, and we just press all that liquid out of there. We're not worried about over pressing because there's already bittering agents that's in that tank with it. So we're just trying to get all that liquid out. And so what happens is we are left with this, like, it kind of looks like a layered, like, fruit cake almost of the dried fruit and the botanicals and the herbs. And James, one of the owners, him and his wife own it. He's usually in there helping me out. And we both know at this point that, like, dried apricot that has been soaking in 150 proof alcohol with bittering agents is not going to be good. We know this.
You still take
And
it.
every single time we grab some, we are just like, this is horrible. Why are we doing this? Without fail on all of our products.
So you're using dried apricots.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense with the sugar development, and it kind of soaks everything up.
Yeah, kind of just like
concentrated.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It concentrates those flavors.
You buy them dried already?
We do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can I don't know if this...
Go for it.
You're bartending. You're caring about cocktails and the ingredients. Feel like there's a bunch of places to stop on that path before you get to Amaro. I'm not complaining. I love Amaro, but like, what drew you to this part of it?
So I was doing whiskey.
To this one, okay.
So I was doing whiskey. I was doing bourbons and ryes exclusively at the distillery in Ohio. And that's all we were really ever going to do. And they're still doing that, and that's great. But that's all they're going to do.
And was that aging it, or you were actually making mash?
Distilling,
Okay.
distilling. We were
Nose to snout.
Yeah, we were bringing in bulk spirits from like MGP, doing different barrel finishes and doing all kinds of different things. And I love that, and that was awesome, and it really, I mean, I really learned so much from that experience, and I give them, I don't know, I owe them a ton, to be quite honest. I still do. And in the meantime, though, we would make bitters, we would make Amaro, we would make gin, we would do all these little projects for fun.
Not commercially, just like
No, none of that
because you're
stuff
hanging out in
ever.
the distillery and you wanted to do something.
Exactly. COVID, unfortunately, was a great time to be in the distillery because we were getting donations of grains and alcohol and all these beers, like kegs from Progressive Field, which is their Guardians baseball field. And so we got all the kegs and we were redistilling all of this. And so we were just running that still like crazy. It gave us a lot of opportunity to play and make little gins and all these little things that I know for a fact they still have in barrels there. And I'm like, kind of want them to send some samples. So
Yeah.
kind of curious how some of that stuff is doing. So
We love gin.
yeah. I think the thing that drew me to Amaro specifically is that there's not really any guardrails. We were kind of talking about that before you got here. There's just no real guardrails. Like bittersweet liqueurs, that's the guardrail. But you can put whatever you want in there, and there's really no ends to them.
So you've obviously selected kind of some guardrails in your stylistic of this. Is that common, or is it more regional in Italy?
Is that in Italy? It's much more regional. You would use what you had close to you. So there tended to be a lot, and still are a lot of orange Amaros, kind of in that Sicily region. There's going to be the Alpine region is more well known for kind of that like chartreuse, Genepi, Strega, that kind of style, a very anise forward style. So you very much see that. I think for ours, there was a conscious effort, at least with the first three. I think beyond that, we're going off the rails. But for the first three, I think there was that idea of like, let's create our red bitter, kind of that Campari world. That's something people can wrap their head around. Let's make an Amaro that is sort of that catch-all bitter, that dark fruit-forward Amaro, sort of like Braulio or Averna, something like that. And then we were looking at the ingredients that we had and ended up with Chaparral, which kind of falls in line with that chartreuse world. Right. So yeah, there were kind of guardrails in that sense. Right. But after that, no, now it's just, we just do whatever we want at this point.
And again, to sort of things that maybe I missed, did we define Amaro?
Bittersweet liqueur.
Bittersweet liqueur, that's all it is.
That's all it is.
And obviously you can use it on a label and it doesn't have to be from Italy.
That's true.
Okay.
That's true.
The word is bitter, is Amaro is bitter.
Oh, which with my Italian,
you should know that. That's right. I found out from Perplexity this morning.
Is that an internet?
That's a AI source that someone turned me on to.
Okay.
It's remarkable. But yeah, anyway.
You burned down an acre of rainforest to...
Yeah, global warming is advancing.
I wish you wouldn't have told me that. Wait a minute. Didn't you guys hear the news?
Everything's fine.
So again, and then you just kind of said this, all those things that we love from Italy, Campari, Aperol, chartreuse is, not necessarily Italian, but all of those are technically Amaro.
Yes.
Because I always think of Amaro just A as brown and B as more bitter than the sweet.
Yeah. I mean, I think most are more bitter. But yeah, it can be really anything. Cool. We were saying, I gave the example of Malort. I think counts as a bit as an Amaro.
It definitely
they don't say it on the label, but
it's definitely bitter.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, we've had people send us some Malort,
and we still have it.
If you want to have a little,
take a bottle home.
I'm okay right now. I appreciate that so much. Your generosity.
Burnt tires, macerated for 4 months.
Okay, so I
had a friend. I'll say this one thing with it that might change your minds on Malort.
Okay,
one little thing. Like I still don't think it's good, but I had a friend say, he goes, it kind of just tastes like grapefruit, and that was the thing. I go, it kind of does taste like grapefruit.
There is a citrus element to it, for sure.
It's like biting into a grapefruit, like an
with
apple.
all the pith,
like awful.
Right, it's like chewing on the rind.
Yeah.
Exactly, you're straight up biting. I'm like, that. Okay, now I'm starting to wrap my head around it a little bit more. Still awful.
No, we had we have a listener, Kevin Burns, that was how he got to get everyone out.
Right.
Yeah.
His close the bar out was like, or when he wanted to go home from the bar in Chicago, he would buy all of his friends a round of Malort, watch them take it, and then I would imagine just slip out the back door.
Totally.
Oh yeah.
The Malort goodbye.
The Malort goodbye. So Chicago goodbye.
Chicago goodbye.
So the sweet component comes from
the fruit that's in there. It also comes from sugar. We add a simple syrup at the end of it. We do a 2-to-1 sugar to water by weight. We add that in right at the end, typically right before bottling.
Right, and that's all done at bench trials, I imagine.
Yes. Oh yeah. We can't just use a normal hydrometer for this or anything like that.
Right.
We have to use you have to use bench tops for everything.
Math.
So much math, which is really exciting coming from graphic design and marketing. So the last 10 years have been really great. Relearning math, relearning chemistry. But I got
all those things in high school. You're like, I'll never use this again.
Oh my God. It just, you focus on those art classes. Oh, you're crushing it at those. And then you're like, the other stuff, it'll be fine. We got calculators.
Right.
Whew, boy, it is a totally different world out there. But it's good. It is good. But yeah, bench tops on all of these, and yeah.
Right, and Sam, we were saying earlier, the difference in the alcohols is kind of how the flavoring components, how the alcohol carries the flavoring components.
Differences in the ABVs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there isn't necessarily a specific ABV that you're shooting for when you're doing these final blends.
No. So, like when we're coming up with a new Amaro, we have one coming out Saturday. When we were developing that one or any new product, we assume it's going to be within a range,
Right.
probably. Like it's probably not going to be higher than 40% ABV, and it's probably not going to be lower than 20% ABV. So what do we think it's going to be? And so we'll do one, maybe at 40%. We'll do one at 30. We'll do one at 20. And we taste all three and we go, 20 is kind of light. We're not really crazy about that. 30, there's something there, but it's still a little light. 40, good, but it's a little heavy. So now you've got your rails down to 30 and 40. You just make another one. You try it a little lower. Yeah. You just keep tasting, really, until...
Like blending.
Yeah. You just keep kind of bringing that proof down, keeping track of the concentration. Sometimes you want to lower the proof without actually lowering the concentration of the flavor. That's where that math comes in. And, just keeping track of that.
Are you a tasting panel of how many?
So 4, typically. It has been, I would say, for the last 3 years. It has been myself, the 2 owners, and then usually whoever else we can grab in. So sometimes it'll be like bartenders or people that work at restaurants. We had a consultant for a while. He opened a number of bars in San Francisco. He helped out quite a bit. Now it's a little better because we do have the bar and restaurant.
Right.
And so now we can go to our lead bartender, Layla, and say, I trust their palate. Personally, I trust their palate more than my own when it comes to certain things. Most things, quite frankly. And so I'll say, Layla, what do you think of this? And now Layla can help inform that decision. Our head chef, same thing. I can go to him and say, what do you think? You're going to be working with this on a culinary level. You've worked with a number of ingredients that I haven't. What do you think about this? Yeah.
So I think that's a good place to give you a chance to, because we'll usually do this at the end, and the super listeners listen, but we talk about the restaurant, the location. They're all super listeners. Some just listen longer than others. Can you talk about the distillery, the bar, the restaurant, and all the opportunities people have to come try Amaro?
Yes. So we're in San Francisco, right on South Van Ness, right in the heart of the Mission. It's where our distillery, bar, and restaurant is. So on one side of the building, we've got the distillery. It's kind of my cave. It's where I'm always hanging out. You can come in, do a tour, see everything. I'll pour some brandy in your hands, and we'll try some stuff. We'll go to the other side, and that's where the actual bar and restaurant is. It's pretty small. I'd say about 40 seats or so, but full cocktail list, full food menu, wine list, really the whole deal. And then we do have our lab in the back. It's kind of the office during working hours, private dining / lab area. Kind of its own little area back there. We're actually going to be doing some distill your own gin classes back there next year, which is going to be a lot of fun. So,
Jasmine just requested PTO.
Well, we need people to try the class out on first before we go public. So
happy to be of service.
I'm just saying. So I'm just putting that out there.
Maybe we should do a winemakers podcast tour to San Francisco for a tour and tasting.
Yeah, maybe not record, but just go.
Right. And so, restaurants open how many days a week?
Restaurant is open 5 days a week, Tuesday through Saturday.
Lunch and dinner?
Just dinner
just
right
dinner.
now. Yeah,
okay.
I think we're going to be doing lunch at some point, but right now just focus on dinner. So 5 to 11 or so. Yeah, actually a good time to come would be this weekend on Saturday. We have from 12 to 4. We'll be open, kind of an open house style thing for the release of our new Amaro, our first new one ever, actually.
Okay.
I love the apricot.
Yeah. You can definitely feel it there.
And there's like, apricot isn't like a super high acid fruit. Mm-mm. So, you think of it as sort of like warm flavors. That warm stone fruit flavor that just works really well in this format.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I love this. Personally, I like this one in a Negroni. It's like my number one favorite way to drink it.
My brain's right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam's favorite cocktails in Negroni.
Oh, yeah. Perfect. Yeah, that
and Phil's. Yeah.
Phil's?
Yeah.
The old man. My father.
Yeah. Very nice. Yeah, Negroni's my favorite way to drink this one. Easily. Yeah, we do a really fun spritz with it at the bar as well.
Yeah, I could see that being delicious.
Yeah,
like not too sweet.
No, it's crushable, I think is the technical word.
Yeah.
But it's the Lillet Blanc. It's got Pommeau. It's got the Mom and Pop Seville Orange in there. It's really good. Cava for the bubbles.
Sounds
it's
great.
Really nice.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have to record when we go down there too.
Yeah.
Maybe not release it,
Yes.
but definitely record it.
That's for the Patreon subscribers.
Right.
Exclusive. So.
Sign up at we don't have it yet. Just send me money. We'll send you that one.
Right, exactly. Dropbox.
Yeah, Dropbox. Actually, yeah.
Yeah, want to try the next one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's do
I'm
it.
biting my. I mean, I want to skip for it to Chaparral for reasons I'll explain, but we can move in the natural progression.
We'll go in the natural.
Okay.
So this is Woodlands. This one's actually my favorite one. Well, I guess my second favorite one right now. But this is kind of the darker cousin, I would say, of orchards. It's going to be predominantly black fig, black mission figs, elderberry, sour cherry, currants. A bit of rosehip in there is a really fun ingredient that I love personally, because I think it, even though you got really heavy, dominant ingredients in there, a little bit of that rosehip really stands up on the finish, which I really like. And it really comes out more in cocktails as well. A lot of cacao in this.
Yeah,
Cacao.
that's what I got immediately on the nose.
Yeah, definitely not notes of chocolate in this. It's chocolate. One thing I always tell people when we do tastings, I'm like, you've done a lot of wine tastings, and it's really fun to talk about the flavor notes and the nose and the aroma and all these things you're picking up, and it's really fun to talk about that. And I love getting so nerdy about that, and I love picking out weird notes in things. It's just my favorite. With Amaro, and specifically our Amaro, I find it's best just to tell you what's in it, and I think you're going to taste and smell those things.
Yeah.
If you find other things, that's awesome, and I want to hear them. But I think, for me personally, I kind of just find what's in there, and I like that.
Yeah, the nose to me is just like raisinettes, like chocolate covered raisins. Yeah.
Yep.
Like a little bit of that sweetness, a little bit of that chocolate.
Yeah.
The figs are dried figs also in this.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are you using different species of figs or just
Black Mission fig.
Just Black Mission.
Yep. Yeah, we get those from the valley. Yeah, it's coming really nice. I love when those come in because I eat a lot of figs.
Yes.
That day. So many figs that day.
It's good for regularity.
Exactly.
The way
We
the
promote
fig,
regularity on this
Yes,
podcast.
well, or dysregularity.
Yeah.
The fig on the edges of the palate, and really intriguing. The way that it comes through there.
Yeah.
It's almost like you can taste the seeds.
Totally. There's almost a crunchiness to it,
Yeah.
or you expect a crunchiness because
Right.
that's that flavor.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it all goes in there, and we press it all, so those flavors are going to come out for sure. It's really fun when we've just pressed this one too, kind of a fresh Woodlands. It is almost bright red from the cherries that we use. And then as soon as we blend it back into the tank with everything, obviously the color takes over. But as you pour that, I mean, you can see some of that red starting to come through. It's interesting how these things change.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
How different is the liquid that runs free out of those tanks from after maceration than the press? The press, because when we're making wine, rosé, red wine, whatever, the free run you keep separate than the press run, and then even maybe sometimes you go different levels of press, as the pressure gets higher, you take that stuff that comes out and put it somewhere else, because there's all different levels of flavors and intensity and tannin in those things. But is that equivalent? Is that analogous to making these things, or is it pretty much the stuff that comes out of the tank and the stuff that comes out of the press is pretty much the same?
Yes and no.
Okay.
So yes, the stuff when we just pull everything out, that liquid that's left behind is pretty flavorful. It's pretty intense because it's been macerating at 150 proof. So it's pulled out all of those flavors that we want. It's extracted all that aroma, all that color and flavor. We got that. We like that. But it is undeniable how much stronger the stuff tastes as we're pressing it, and you taste that. Not so much that we're ever just going to keep them separate. So just everything we press, all that liquid we press out of it, we just add back in. But it kind of makes me think That might be kind of fun for some experimentation coming up here.
Keep some of those
sometimes
things.
sorry to interrupt you, Sam. Sometimes you add back the press because of a density that it has, as long as it doesn't become too bitter. In this case, I could see how, you want all the bitter, but it's the bitters there anyway, it sounds like.
Yeah, that 150 proof just pulls all of it out.
Yeah, it's just the intensity of it.
Yeah, and so, but there is a noticeable difference on trying the things from as it's being pressed and we're actually tasting it. It's 150 proof and it's very bitter. So
and bitter.
It's already pretty intense, but it's even more intense than the 150 and bitter stuff sitting in the tank before we had it. That kind of you just got my mind going there for some things. I will say that much.
We'll save that for part 2.
Absolutely, absolutely. This one is my personal favorite, I would say.
And where do you enjoy this? How would you enjoy this?
This one, my personal favorite way to drink this one is a Black Manhattan with some rye whiskey. Just 2 parts of a good spicy rye whiskey. I like Rittenhouse rye. 100 proof. You can find it everywhere. Spicy, tastes great. 1 part this. Sometimes if I'm feeling a little fancy, I'll throw some coffee beans in that bottle, and then just let that sit for a day or so, and then make coffee versions.
Into this bottle.
Yeah, I'll just throw whole coffee beans in, let it infuse. Kind of do some coffee versions of that. It's also shockingly good on ice cream. We'll say
I could see that.
Sure.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to put everything on ice cream lately. We had a really good chartreuse yesterday, and the first thing I thought of was how do I put this on dessert?
Chartreuse and hot chocolate is so good. I take that back. Chaparral and hot chocolate is so good.
Stay on brand.
Yeah.
Chartreuse is in the Amaro-esque.
It's
Amaro adjacent. Yeah.
Those cold winter days where you have your coffee and. Now it's coffee and Amaro.
Cafe Correcto.
Yeah, Cafe Correcto.
It's okay.
Definitely better than Sambuca.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
So much better.
Yeah. Way less sweet. Yeah.
I will say having Sambuca with some of those old Greek guys can be kind of fun. That is.
That's about time and place, right?
Yeah. Right. That is. Yes. Quite a few Italian and Greek festivals. Some of that.
Grappa.
That's where my love of anise and grapes came from.
At least some secondhand cigar smoke, if not firsthand cigar smoke.
All right.
Cool.
So what is something that you think nobody knows anything about Amaro that would be your message if they're going to walk away today? What is that?
I think...
Or a misnomer, something that people think Amaro is that they don't understand.
I think a lot of people, if they know what Amaro is, I think that a lot of people sometimes will hear things like Fernet and things like that, or maybe even Jaeger, right? Because it's an herbal liqueur. I think it falls under that category of Amaro, even if they don't say it directly on their label. I think people just default to those things, or they default to a bad Campari experience.
There's no such thing as a bad Campari
I agree
experience.
100%. But for some people, I don't know if they're just not expecting bitterness or what, and so they just assume they're all going to be extremely bitter. And especially right now, there seems to be a lot of people making aggressively bitter Amaro to kind of push that, I hate to say it, but push that envelope. And I don't think that necessarily helps anything, even though it's really fun to try those things. So I hope that people just will understand that Amaro really is a spectrum. It can be on that lighter, fruitier side, like ours, because that's what we're surrounded by. That's what we want to make ours with. And so, I don't know, I hope it just makes people want to try other Amaro and just kind of open up that category a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, that's what I've gotten out of the 15 minutes I've been sitting here anyway, is that there is way more to Amaro than I possibly could have imagined.
I mean, it's like wine.
Yeah.
You can be on the outside and look in and just be like, it's grapes. It's grape juice.
Like having one bad Chardonnay and saying I don't like wine.
Exactly.
Which happens probably a lot.
It happens with everything, with all types of wine. It happens with foods. It happens with everything. And so, it's tough fighting back against people's bad experience. I used to have that with rum, personally. That was my thing.
I hated my mom's Brussels sprouts. Sorry, Mom.
Well, you know what, though? Off topic. supposedly we as farmers have bred the modern Brussels sprout to not be as gross as the Brussels sprouts that you grew up with.
Really?
So like the Brussels sprouts that you can go to the grocery store right now and take home and cook will do the exact same things that your mom did 45 years ago.
Right.
And they will taste better than your mom's.
But I don't know. They were boiling them. And
Well, yeah, that's
Well, they were boiling them, and they were
now
like little heads of cabbage.
Yeah, now I roast the crap
Now I
out of
feel
it, and
like
it's
that-
delicious.
Lots of hot oil and a little bit of balsamic vinegar.
I was gonna say balsamic, a little maple. You're cooking. You're
Yeah.
cooking.
Bacon.
Oh,
Bacon.
pancetta if you're feeling
Find
bougie.
me the food product that bacon won't improve, other than latkes.
Well, that brings me to our bacon Amaro. That we're about to
Bacon
try.
Amaro.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think? Want to try Chaparral next?
Yes.
Yes, please.
All right.
I'm super intrigued by Chaparral.
Go on, Sam.
At one point,
What about it?
when I had more free time and no children, and Morgan Twain Peterson had more free time and no children, we had this probably came about over like late night Instagramming or something.
Do you want
We're doing a little avenage. And then we went as far as we wanted to make, and I think we had just had dinner at their house, and he had all this old Amaro, and we were geeking out about Amaro for a little while. And then we had this pipe dream of collecting only, botanicals and aromatics from the Mayacamas mountain range and making like a super, like a hyper local Amaro. And we went so far as like going out and collecting a bunch of different things and infusing, macerating, and just to see like what all the different flavors were.
Yeah.
And then I think it kind of died from there.
And what did you collect?
I collected a bunch of stuff. All these different. There's like all these different, natural
This might be my
native
favorite.
herbs out there. There's a bunch of like really interesting mint species that grow up there.
Yeah.
The thing that I actually was the most intrigued by was bay laurel bark. So,
bark?
Yeah, just peeling the bark off of the bay trees. Not necessarily. We did one with the leaves, and the leaves kind of tasted what you expected it to. But there was natural sweetness, from the carbohydrates that are in the bark and in the wood that came out in it. And that was the one that I had the most fun with. It was the bay bark.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there was pine trees and some redwood out there and some oak things that we played with and some other perennials and some other annuals. But it never made it any further than little dropper bottles full of things.
It's fun to have that, though.
And then life got the better of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I feel as if you knew that you liked it from the bay laurel, but it was Morgan that filled you in that it was probably the carbohydrates from it.
you mean what? Morgan has stronger scientific background than me? No. We went to school for the same amount of time. He just has more degrees.
All right.
Right.
This
that is
smells.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, ooh, love it.
Yep. So this is on the higher end of the ABVs. It's our highest ABV, 46%. So it's definitely jumping up from that 21 and 23. Not bay laurel bark, but it does have bay laurel leaves in it. A lot of fresh mints, a lot of fresh tarragon, a lot of anise, a lot of cardamom in this one. Yerba Santa is kind of this green tea, peppery note to it that's really nice. Lime leaf in this one as well. This one's a really fun one.
Oh, I love this.
I would say thank you very much.
Yeah.
I would say this one's our most popular by far.
When I smell it, it seems to be the freshest and kind of most popping out of the glass. Maybe that's the alcohol. But I guess I would expect the other ones, which are a little darker and a little denser, but yet they're the lower alcohol. I guess, is it kind of counterintuitive?
Kind of, yeah. And
Do I just not know what I'm talking about?
No, I think you're on the right track. I think part of the reason this one pops so much, we do have a lot more fresh ingredients in this one versus all of the dried ingredients that go
that
in
makes
the
more
other
sense.
two.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like the fresh, I talked about something sitting for like 4 months in the brandy. The mint and the tarragon and some of the other ingredients, but the fresh mint and the tarragon, I mean, they sit in this for 16 hours and that's it. We put it in there at 5 p.m. and I come in the next morning and I'm pulling it out, because any longer and that mint and that
It'll dry and
they'll start to get kind of rancid and kind of they just wilt and get kind of gross. So I think that lends itself quite a bit. And when we press it to that point of, is there a difference? This is the one where there's the biggest difference from just pulling it in that liquid left behind versus what's pressed. When we are pressing it, because of all of those green ingredients, it is bright green. Crazy. Like, it is crazy green. And it's so pretty. Tastes nice. The other stuff tastes really nice too, but it's much more golden in color. Biggest difference there, for sure.
Is there any ginger in here?
No ginger.
It's just kind of...
No ginger.
That's funny.
Yeah, no ginger.
And no fruit element to this.
No, just lemon peel.
Lemon peel.
Yeah, Meyer lemon peel. So, yeah, much more, like I said, that kind of chartreuse, Alpine, Genepi, Strega style.
So even though the alcohol is not seasonal per se, your work throughout the year is completely seasonal.
Kind of. We get enough in where we will make enough essentially to cover the year.
Because it'll hold.
It'll hold. Once we pull everything out and press it, we can sit on that maceration for, however long we really need to. Right. We sat on maceration during construction at the distillery, for a couple of years. We had to produce enough that we knew that as soon as we opened up that distillery, we had to be able to get back in there and start filtering, sweetening, kind of going through that to start pumping stuff out, knowing that some of these batches take 6 months.
So there is filtration that goes on here.
Yeah. So we will chill filter everything. So we chill everything with our glycol chiller, jacketed tanks. We get everything as cold as possible. What happens is all of those kind of just lipids and solids will start to clump together, and all those oils and everything will start to clump together. As soon as we cut that power, all of it starts to get back to room temperature, it all just sinks to the bottom. We'll rack all that liquid above we call it sludge. It's not really, we've tried to call it lees, but it's not yeast. It just gets kind of confusing. So we just call it sludge. It's not a very sexy term, but it's our term now. So we'll rack off and keep that liquid above it. We'll run it through, pretty much everything is through a 10 micron filter.
Okay, so it's 10 micron.
Yeah. So pretty light. Filtration
there's no yeast or anything living in there. There's nothing else.
And it's pretty stable.
And the alcohols.
Yeah, especially at 150 proof.
Right.
Yeah.
Just don't get close to it with your lit joint.
Yeah, the cool part too is with that sludge that we save all of that. It's still good stuff, right? Like you guys know, it's good stuff. It just won't look very nice floating around in the bottle. But we will save that and then just add it to the next batch of that thing that we make.
Oh, cool.
So it almost becomes this almost like a sourdough starter or like a mother. Yeah, it's
Solera.
kind of, yeah, exactly. It helps with flavor consistency, and we also just don't waste anything, which is really nice. So now we have sludge tanks all over the place.
And so when you're waiting to bottle and it's all in stainless, do you do any barrel aging in any of this stuff?
So yes and no. So
that
yes.
story's coming
Yeah. So
is that the one with the wax top that we haven't gotten to
It is
yet?
the one with the wax top.
Did I jump the gun? Yes.
No. It's all right. I'll tell you more about it. But so everything we do is in stainless. We use oak cubes. So after we press everything, we'll add oak cubes to that. It's a blend of medium and heavy toast French oak. And we will let that sit for another 6 weeks just to kind of get that oak flavor carry through. And then we'll pull it all, and that's where we kind of get to those next steps of filtration and sweetening. I came in when I first interviewed 3 years ago, and I was like, so what are we doing with barrels? I developed this really fun barrel program at Cleveland Whiskey, and where we were doing single barrels, really fun collaborations, like honey barrels and wine finish barrels, all these really fun projects. And I was like, I want to do that again. And why are we not doing that with Amaro? There's so few reserve Amaros out there. And they were like, I don't know, go for it. It seems like fun. Have fun. So that being said, 2.5 years ago, I did start laying our liquid down at that 150 proof post-pressing maceration. Started laying that down in various barrels. So yes, that is building out. And I'll tell you all about it when we get to that one.
With the oak cubes, I mean, we're all pretty familiar with what oak will bring to a wine. Are you looking for similar flavors? Like, how much shift do you see in 6 weeks of dropping those cubes into the tank?
It definitely gives it kind of a roundness. It gives it some of that nice vanilla flavor kind of carries through. It just kind of softens it a little bit. And I think personally, this is just me. I'm not speaking on behalf of the company. I'm just speaking on behalf of myself. I think a lot of drinkers have been conditioned to really like oak, whether they know it or not.
For sure they have.
You know?
Absolutely. They see it as like a price point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whether they know it or not. And if they find something that doesn't have oak, I think they can pick it out. They may not know what that thing is that they don't care for or why they like something more. I think oak is often that key.
Sweetener.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like a softener.
Danger, danger, danger. Don't use too much.
Oh,
Yeah.
No. We had...
Not danger, danger, danger. We're drinking too much chaparral.
No such thing.
No, we're all good.
Oh, if you want to drink too much chaparral, mix it with a little mezcal.
So
That's when it becomes... That's when it gets pretty... Do a last word with some mezcal instead of the gin. Oh, my God. Yeah, you're cooking.
The last word keeps coming up. Yeah. So that was my next question. So chaparral, you would use it with mezcal.
Yeah, mezcal,
Chartreuse
tequila.
substitute. Yeah. Or absinthe substitute.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So last word, classically made with gin and chartreuse. I love a last word with chaparral.
Yeah.
It's like just,
My favorite
in my
cocktail.
opinion, it's one of the best of all time. And anybody can make it. It's so easy to remember. Equal parts. But I just like swapping out with mezcal because I like mezcal a lot. It's really good in hot chocolate, like I was saying. That was kind of a sleeper thing.
Put your kids to sleep with that one.
Do some Sazerac rinses instead of the absinthe. I'll use that. And then we have some really fun cocktails at the bar that use that as well. It's really good with pineapple juice and orgeats and things like that. So,
Cool.
Yeah. It's like I said, it's the one I see in bars and restaurants the most, and I see people playing with the most.
Awesome.
I think it's just the most familiar. Yeah. Like in a really good way.
Thank you.
It's also the least sweet, right? So you can. It's easier to achieve balance.
Yeah, and it's I think the higher proof gives it that bite as well. So yeah, it's I appreciate the monks deciding to stop making as much chartreuse. So. Really helped us out there. So thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Cool.
They did it for their price points, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I love the idea. They said we could make more. We're just not going to. Great.
It's a good business model.
Yeah, I love that. I cannot wait for the day that we all have those.
Right.
kind of
500 years
options.
later, they're like, you know what we're going to do? Hit the brakes.
Just takes time.
Go.
Yeah, just keep working at it. Yeah, it's fine. Totally fine. Cool. You guys want to try the glass?
I think
Sure.
we're in it for the
Yeah.
whole thing.
Yeah,
If
let's do-
you're okay opening them.
I'm 100% okay.
We're-
I didn't bring these not to open.
Hope you didn't bring them to bring home.
Absolutely did not.
Probably do some sales stops on the way too.
Yeah. What is the price point on these while you're... You need a corkscrew?
About $40.
Need a corkscrew?
I usually do. It's in my
There's tasting
it's
room
in my
without-
jacket
without a corkscrew
pocket.
here.
Normally I just rip this thing off with my teeth, but
It's not a video podcast.
That is true.
You can do whatever you want.
that is true.
Yeah.
I feel like because I'm not in my living room, I should
Right.
try to.
You're in our dining room. It's all good.
But yeah, so this is our newest Amaro. This is Fields. So it's 35% ABV, so it kind of splits the difference between the two. And that was just all through flavor testing, proof testing and whatnot. But this one is probably the most unique of them all. It's also the hardest to open, apparently, even though it has the exact same closures.
It's got the best plastic.
You know, it's got that freshly bottled.
That freshly bottled plastic smell.
Yeah. You might want to do a little rinse on this one as well. This one's very different.
Traditional bottling line, or are these hand bottled?
Yeah, we got a bottling line. So we do have a little four-spout filler and a little hand labeler that will still break out from time to time for kind of smaller runs.
But yeah.
Yeah, full bottling line from Creveller. Allegedly, it's supposed to do 1,000 bottles an hour, but I'll give any of our listeners here $1,000 if they can make it run consistently. 1,000 bottles an hour.
I think you'd have to give them $1,000 a day because they could do it one day, but then you come back and the next day it won't happen.
That is very true. That is so true.
All bottling lines.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. The filler the filler works so well, and the corking works so well, and I love being on that end of the line, and it just is so great. And then he gets to that labeler, and that is the most finicky thing in the world.
I like to be the person that puts the sticker on the boxes, but I'm never that person. Ooh.
But that being said, we can do about, with just two of us, we usually do about 3,500 bottles. It takes us about a day. And that includes the actual cleaning of the line and everything. So this one, very different. Yeah, so I'll tell you what's in there, and then we can talk about it. But it's got artichoke leaf, it's got orange peel, it's got beetroot, it's got toasted dandelion. Fenugreek is probably one of the biggest things.
That's what I'm getting. Yeah,
kind of that
I'm
mapley
like, this is curry.
yeah, kind of that mapley curry kind of world there. Definitely the most unique of our line.
That's delicious
too. We were looking at what we've got quite a few in certain lanes, and we were like, well, what's next? And we were looking at Chinar, and we were like, well, Chinar, artichoke, carpaccio, that could be a really fun lane. And then you drink Chinar, and you realize that you're like, this just tastes like orange. It's just orange Coca-Cola.
Right.
Let's do something different. And so that's where
that's great.
We eventually got to this, I would say.
There's a traditional medicinals tea, and I want to say it's like one of the like cold season or throat coat or one of those like wintertime feeling a little shitty kind of teas that you would, and that must be the fenugreek that's coming through that is making that connection for me.
It could very well be.
And the Gary patches. Sounds like
that might need more explanation.
Yes.
The Chinese medicine pain relief patches that I get from a wonderful, crazy practitioner. If you want his number, let me know. I'll text you.
He's amazing.
With some of the days lifting hoses, yes, I would definitely. Any sort of thing would be
He'll
lovely.
shiatsu that shit right out of you.
That would be amazing. But I mean, to be honest, like you called out some like medicinal notes. I think kind of across the line, there's going to be that familiarity, kind of those medicinal notes in Amaro in general, right? Because Amaro really started off as medicine for a lot of people. Right. You would use these roots and barks and herbs and all these different things, and you create these teas. And you would shoot them as medicine, and people still do to this day. And then people started trying to make them a little more palatable. So you'd add a little bit of sugar, because a spoonful of sugar will make it go down. And then people were like, "Oh, this just tastes good. So let's just add some water and a little bit more sugar, and I'm just going to drink this now."
Right.
And so I think there's always going to be that little bit of medicinal familiarity, whether it's ours or, frankly, anybody else's.
Do you find that to be sort of the hardest flavor note to overcome with an maybe uninformed, uninitiated consumer? Because medicinal can be pretty polarizing when it comes to a drink, right?
Yeah, I think just the bitter aspects. Even though I think ours really are on the kind of lower end of bitterness, in my opinion, compared to a lot out there. I think that's still just from, letting people try them. I'm letting people try Amaro for the first time, straight. I mean, they probably had it in a cocktail, but I'm usually the first point of contact for Amaro for a lot of people, which is very intimidating. And I think it's that bitterness that there's the thing to get over the first, Teach them how to use it, and then they kind of gain that appreciation. But yeah, bitterness for sure. Probably second, I would say, is it kind of reminds me of medicine. Not in a positive way. And then there are the people that are like, this reminds me of medicine. I love it. In a positive way, yeah, exactly.
I mean, this could totally have just an ice cube in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have done that. I'd do that for any of them, but
right. Yeah.
The big cubes.
Yeah.
This is the one that I think we, myself, the owners, we're so interested to see what people are going to do with this in cocktails.
I mean, hot
because
toddy.
We still don't.
Hot toddy.
Oh, that would be good.
This with,
That would be good.
Hot toddy.
I think it's going to play well with ginger.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be really fun. I know from Layla, our head bartender, playing around with cocktails, more agave is definitely working out with this. And I think there's something in there with like rye whiskey, vermouth, sort of Boulevardier kind of situation.
Yeah, Boulevardier would be really good too.
Yeah. I love being on the production side because it's not up to me to come up with cocktails for all this. So I just get to try all the fun things that people come up with and hype them up.
As the graphic designer, did you come up with the labels?
I did not.
Okay.
I did not. No, that's Erin Fishkin. She's an artist over in the East Bay. She came up with all of those.
They're really cool.
Yeah, she just did an amazing job. Great color palettes on all of it, and really kind of bridged that line of like wanting to evoke kind of those classic Amaro labels because they always have like the sprawling mountains, and you're looking at it's so beautiful, but also still have very much that like California feel to it.
Yeah, they're fresh, but they have like this like timeliness to them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, she just absolutely knocked it out of the park. So she gets all credit on that. Yeah.
No, she did well.
Yeah. And then this one comes out Saturday. This is our first new Amaro.
This is the one. This is a
brand new one.
Okay.
Yeah. So this comes out on Saturday.
It's delicious.
Yeah, October 4th.
They're all delicious.
Yeah. I'm so curious how people are going to respond to this one. It's not as bitter, I think, as the first two. Kind of medium, light, very light bitterness.
Right. It's the lightness of it.
Yeah.
And it, not being fruit forward like the first two.
Yeah.
Makes it really intriguing.
Yeah. It's going to be fun. A lot of people's first experience is going to be that release party. So,
shout out that release party again, times and location.
October 4th, Saturday, October 4th. It is from 12 to 4, and it's at our distillery right there in the Mission. So
just come down.
Come on down. No need to RSVP. Just come on down. Cool. Come hang out. Come see where I work. Come into my office.
Come drink some Amaro.
Yeah, drink Amaro. Please. Please, please, please.
I'm sure Blair will be there.
As long as he has the time to listen tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
Today, Friday, release date.
Blair has been a huge supporter, so.
He's already a friend. He's already a friend of Brucato. Okay.
Oh yeah. I met him. We helped Coral do some shoot thinning.
Oh, nice.
Last year, and
shout out Coral.
Yeah. And so she, again, going back to just loving to work for free. She had,
she makes you breakfast though.
She made an amazing lunch that day.
Yeah.
I will say that. And she had posted on Instagram just looking for people to help with shoot thinning. And one of my goals, moving to California, I wanted to learn more about wine and more on the production side of wine because I am extremely ignorant when it comes to wine actual production. And she posted that, and I was like, well, yeah, of course, I'd love to come work for free. Let's do that. This came up. Blair was part of that group, and just kept talking, and that was that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Love the connect to the dads.
Exactly. Yep. I think that's how I ended up here. I would say.
Yeah.
Right,
Led me to Dane, and led me to Dane Cellars, and Pipes up 16600 all the time.
Some of your botanicals that are in here, did they make it to Blair's new arm tattoo?
Yeah, actually, yeah. I believe it's the Yerba Santa.
Okay.
And then there was another one or two as well from Chaperone. Yeah. Yeah, he pointed that out, and I was just like, whoa, oh my God. Thank you.
He had just gotten it.
He had just gotten it, yeah.
It was fresh.
Yeah.
We're really aiming for some sort of like bittersweet thing across his neck. We're going to work on that. We're going to do a Poron on his neck at some point. So we'll get there.
Blair, neck tattoos. Do it.
That's the next move.
We support it.
All the cool kids are doing it.
We'll get you a job at driving a tractor for Enterprise if your corporate job doesn't like it.
Right. Turtlenecks.
Turtlenecks, yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, that's Fields.
That's awesome.
That's like I said, it's a really fun one. We made it last year actually, and kind of been sitting on it. And
have you ever been to the bar called The Beacon here in town?
I have not.
They have a cocktail called Silly Rabbit, and it reminds me of this.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Do you know what's in it?
It's carrot, it's gin, but it has that like curry flavor.
Yeah.
I always describe it as like an Indian Bloody Mary because it's got that carrot juice. It's really good.
That sounds amazing.
But yeah, that totally is making me think of that.
We've been playing. We've been playing around with carrots so much lately at the distillery for different blends and
it's a fun ingredient.
Future projects, and just dehydrated a lot of carrot.
A lot of sweetness there too.
Yeah,
a lot of sweetness. Exactly. So
cool.
might see something.
I love it.
Something with that coming eventually.
So the other things you're making are gin.
Yep.
And what brand is that under?
So that's our it's under Brucato Spirits. It's our Mission Gin. We do distill that in house. We have a 2,000 liter still. It's I'd say kind of more of a new American style gin. So kind of like more lighter. It's not quite that like super juniper forward London dry. It's juniper, it's coriander, it's angelica, kind of that holy trinity of pretty much all gins. But then it's also got fresh bay laurel, it's got fresh lemon peel, it's got dried orange peel, it's got fennel in there, some grains of paradise, and cardamom as well. Kind of a smaller amount of botanicals. I find personally when you start to get too many, you kind of just start losing track of what's actually in there. It's fun to talk about, having 15 things in there, but if you can only taste
the
6.
flavors become muddled?
They do, in my opinion. Yeah, they either become muddled or you only taste like 5 or 6 dominant ingredients typically. But it's fun to tell people there's a lot in there, I guess. I didn't want to do that though for this one. This gin it really was inspired by the Mission. It's where I live. Like I said, I moved to San Francisco from Ohio.
It's a big move.
It's a big move going from Cleveland, Ohio to the Mission.
Yes.
To 15th and Mission specifically. Oof. So right in the heart of it.
Yeah.
What's your favorite taco spot?
I was going to say.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that could be controversial because there's a lot of opinions.
It is.
We're here for controversy.
Right. Yes. So
Start some shit.
I really love Taqueria Cancun on Mission. I think they are excellent. They're my current favorite burrito. That might change though, but right now it's my favorite burrito. I would also say the taco truck Alambre #2 is really good as well.
Where do they park?
So it's on 14th.
Okay.
So it's like right next to the distillery. So I do think there's an element of proximity.
Danger. Little proximity bias.
A little proximity bias. If you know the Food Co., it's right in front of the Food Co. Don't let that scare you off. No offense, Food Co., if you're listening.
I don't think they are.
I don't think they are either. No, they don't listen to anybody. They follow their own rules. Yeah, I think those two are probably my favorite spots right now. Good. Yeah. And a little sleeper hit, personally, Cumbre on Valencia. I just think it's a little sleeper.
Okay.
Just a little sleeper spot. Shout out, awesome. Alex.
Amaro / taco crawl.
Yeah. Oh my god.
For sure.
Have you done any like
pairing
the Amaros and Amaro cocktails with tacos and flavors?
No tacos yet. Okay. I will say one really fun flavor combination that we just had yesterday is Fields and blue cheese.
Ooh.
It was really nice. We had this blue cheese that had a little bit of fennel in it as well. It just paired really well.
Where'd you get the blue cheese with fennel in it?
Great question. I'm going to have to consult our wonderful kitchen team about that.
Okay. We're going to need that information.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I've been asking people from the city lately, like, how they feel about the city after all of the... Everybody seems to be very positive about what's going on in the city right now. Would you concur with that?
I would. I think it's really cool. Yeah. I mean,
things are changing?
My view is of the last 3 years, and that's it, right? And I will say, just in a very small view of predominantly the Mission, I would say, I notice there's a lot more cleaning efforts in general. I don't think that necessarily means there's as much effort helping people, which is not great.
Okay.
But things are cleaner.
Right.
So it is nice to be able to kind of walk around and not have to kind of like look over your shoulder every now and then and kind of watch where you're walking as well. I notice less zombies, which I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a great thing to notice that. I think so. You do see the mayor walking around the Mission quite a bit. Talking.
He came to the Dead shows too.
Oh, really? Yeah, he goes everywhere now. Apparently. He's never at work. He just walks around the neighborhood. It
sounds like a great job.
I mean, it's better than what was happening before.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So from my view, it is cleaner. It is nicer. I just hope that they're actually helping the people instead of just
not just
pushing them around
to a different spot.
Yeah. And
dropping them off in Daly City.
Yeah, exactly. So it seems nicer. And everybody complains, oh, there's this business closed for X reasons.
Right.
2 more open up in its place, and so I don't know. We can all complain about rent prices and all of that and the cost of everything in general, but I think it's pretty cool. I think it's an awesome city. I definitely recognize the issues, but I don't know. I think San Francisco is awesome.
That's great.
I think it's really cool.
That's great.
So
better than Cleveland.
In some ways.
Okay.
In some
we don't need
ways.
to throw any shade on Cleveland.
Cleveland's awesome. Cleveland rocks, as they say.
Cleveland rocks.
Yeah.
Ian Hunter.
The mistake on the lake. Sorry.
Our ocean has not caught on fire. Their river has. It's fine. It's fine.
All right, awesome. Well, should we open up that last one?
Yeah.
Do we deserve it?
Yes.
Have we earned it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You stuck with me through all these bitter liqueurs and rambling on about all this stuff. So
We would have
yes.
stuck with you whether we were recording or not, let's be real. You wouldn't have to say anything, just open the bottles. We'd be here fine. Makes for a better show when we talk.
Exactly.
Than just drink.
So this is our Woodlands Reserve. So this is the Woodlands, the fig one that you had tried. But this
That was number 2.
That was number 2. And this one has been aging in predominantly Evan Williams bourbon barrels for about 2.5 years. Those were freshly emptied when we got those in, when we were talking about barrels. We got those in. There was a little bit of bourbon left in those, which was excellent. Never a bad day when you drink.
Nothing was wasted.
Absolutely not. It's never a bad day when you drink bourbon out of a barrel.
Want to do a rinse on this?
You might want to do a rinse on this one.
Try not to spill on you this time, Jasmine.
But yeah, so after maceration and pressing, we just added this directly into the barrel. So we didn't proof it down any further. We didn't filter it yet or sweeten it. We just added straight into the barrel. And let that sit for about 2.5 years. Prior to that, prior to me getting here, about 4 years ago, James and Sierra filled up some little 15-gallon oak barrels. And those sat for about 4 years. And as you all know, those little oak barrels give you a lot of oak in a very short amount of time. They were just straight up oak bombs, quite frankly. And we weren't really sure what to do with those. And so we actually took some of the little oak bombs and we actually blended that with our 53-gallon blends here. And that's kind of where we're at with our reserve. This is the first one. These have not even been announced yet. We've not posted pictures online. We've talked about them, but really this is the
breaking news.
Yeah. These aren't even going to be out till November or so. So
you did like all the different.
Yeah. So we did Woodlands. The first ones are aging in bourbon barrels. So like Evan Williams, got some of those. This one. We got some Heaven's Door 10-year whiskey as well. We've got some MGP barrels as well for those. The Orchards is aging in rum casks, so Foursquare specifically. If you're going to get rum, just get some of the best, right? And so we got Foursquare, really excited about that. And then our Chaparral is aging in various rye whiskey barrels. Rittenhouse rye, Woodford rye, and then the first of the reserves will be a Wild Turkey rye. Same proof level, same sugar content. Did everything the same, processing-wise. Everything's the same. Just wanted to kind of really have a good side-by-side comparison.
I'm getting like way more tea flavors, like the black tea,
Yeah.
like black traditional tea, and
More density.
yeah.
Yeah, it seems like it really concentrated kind of the spice notes,
Yeah.
the cocoa notes, kind of all of those notes, and really let a lot of that fresh fruit
Kind of
kind of
want
go.
to taste it next to the Woodlands.
Yeah. And then definitely that tannic that... I can't say tannic without
Yeah,
saying.
of course.
Boy, that's delicious.
Yeah, this is the one I'm going to be probably sipping on by itself the most, I would say.
Yeah.
I would say this one with the coffee too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this one with cocktails, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I know they're starting to work on some kind of like high-end cocktails with some little more expensive ingredients and whatnot. So I'm really excited to see what ends up coming out. It was really interesting too, the small 15-gallon barrels. Those ones by themselves straight up tasted like oaky Fernet.
Yeah.
Just all.
Oh, I bet.
All wood. It was like sawdust.
Well, to me, this is the most Fernet adjacent.
Yeah.
I definitely like it.
I mean, the
more.
aromatics
Yeah.
are so different.
Yeah.
So different.
No, I just meant like palate and weight wise.
Yeah.
Between the two, the Woodland and the Reserve Woodland.
Yeah. I mean, it really makes a beautiful impact.
Oh yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So interesting.
I'm really excited too. After we emptied this barrel, the friends over at Standard Deviant Brewing picked up the barrel as well. So they're going to be aging some their porter in the Woodlands barrel as well. So that's going to be kind of a fun release. So
Keep the generations going.
I cannot wait to get that barrel back and fill it back up. So. I'd been bugging them for 3 years now. Before I'd filled a single barrel, I was just like, guys, we got to do something here. This is going to be cool.
Okay. Yeah, chill. Brian will pour your glasses open.
But yeah.
The way the barrel aging sort of like focused all the flavors.
Right.
Yeah.
Which you don't taste this on its own and think that it's unfocused, but in comparison, it's super interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be, like I said, this is the first release of that. And so I think it's going to be really fun in the future to play around with sugar levels, play around with the proof, play around with concentration, play around with different blends of barrels, and do all these different things. I just thought for this first one, it'd be really fun to do a side-by-side. Just keep it all the same. Just let barrel be the only variable. And so, yeah, we'll see what happens.
Cool.
Yeah.
So could you talk briefly about how are these, these obviously you don't have to consume them all at one time.
No.
How are they going to age? What are the more beautiful things that'll happen as they sit?
So at least with the Woodlands specifically, that one I have noticed from older bottles, it seems like those chocolate tones really start to kind of dominate. Kind of those darker notes start to dominate over the fruit, kind of the bright fruit of a fresh press version of it. And then every time we open it up and close it, you're introducing a little bit of oxygen. Yeah, it kind of just seems to sort of concentrate those flavors a little bit more. And because it is brandy based, it's not going to go bad or anything, which is nice. Yeah, it does change a little bit.
I mean, so not unlike wine where, it's been open for a couple of days, loses some of the fruit, has more tertiary flavors. I mean, you kind of expect that with all these?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. The Chaparral, for example, that one to me just starts, I don't want to say cinnamon bomb in a bad way.
Right.
But boy, you really taste that cinnamon
Yeah.
with older vintages and open bottles and whatnot. The cool thing is most people are using these with cocktails, so they tend to go through pretty quickly,
Right.
which is good. But we do have some bottles that we've set aside over the years, so it'd be kind of fun to do some little cellar releases on those.
And are they at all, quote unquote, vintage dated or anything? Is there some way to tell now?
No, not anymore. We used to handwrite the year of production on every single bottle. I'm really glad that we don't do that anymore. So you'll know on those old ones for sure. But yeah, others we're kind of just setting aside. And, if we, because we haven't done it yet, it's only we're not even a full year in at the actual public facing place. I think that would be something easy enough to put a sticker on there.
Sure.
Something to designate that year of production. So we'll give you the day of production on those.
Awesome.
Yeah. And then we got some other little projects we're working on there and some other releases.
Share if you wish to. We'd love to hear.
Yeah. We got some Noshino going, some black walnuts, kind of do something with that. We just released our spring almond liqueur. So that's a green almonds macerated for a couple years, and then a smaller amount of it macerated for about 4 or 5 years.
Sort of like an amaretto kind of?
Kind of. Yeah. Think like a greener vegetal amaretto.
Okay.
Sort of. Is probably the best way to describe it. Yeah. That was really fun. We weren't really sure what that was going to be. We kept trying to make sort of a floral Amaro, so we were playing with different tinctures. You really got to distill kind of those lighter, more delicate floral notes to get those flavors. And so we just weren't really happy with what we were getting. And then we finally decided, we were like, you know what, let's just sweeten it and release it as is. And that kind of became our first of the experimental line. So we'll just do that once. I don't think we'll ever do it again. And then we'll do the Noshino. And then we'll do a carrot, whatever it may be. So we're always working on things like that. I mentioned the carrots. Playing around a lot with beets as well, kind of beets, eau de vies, and beet brandies, what that space looks like. Playing around with some more like vegetables, and kind of there seems to be a big trend towards savory drinks lately, and so maybe playing around with some vegetables and things like that. just being healthy, you know. So.
Beets are good for your blood pressure.
That's exactly
Right.
Exactly.
That's what my doctor said.
Right. Drink more Amaro,
Do
clearly.
you eat a lot of beets? I said, no, not really.
No, I drink them.
Right. I'm going to start drinking them.
Yeah, always playing around with something different there. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We tinker a lot. So, yeah.
All right. Well, this has been awesome. Thank you very much. Please, one more time, shout out how people can find you guys on the web, and if you're on social media, that would be great.
Yeah, so brucatospirits.com is the best place.
Brucato.
Correct. You're the first one to get it on the first try, I think.
It was right in front of me.
Oh, I think I mess it up every now and then. Yeah, brucatospirits.com and Brucato Spirits Instagram. I don't think we're on Facebook or anywhere else, but yeah.
Is your restaurant under the same name?
Yes, Bar Brucato. Go to the website. It's all the information is there. So, yeah, we're open.
Seen that pop up. Must have been on Blair's Instagram that I saw that.
Yeah, definitely from Tuesday through Saturday, 5 p.m. to 10, 11.
Nice.
Yeah, come in, have some drinks, have some food. I'll give you a tour.
I love it.
I'll let you try something weird. Get to try some stuff before it sweetens. It's pretty bitter. So, yeah.
Yeah, that would be the test. Is like, if you like it this way, then you're a true lover.
We had I'll say this. We had an influencer in recently, and they were trying to get their shots for the reel, right?
Right.
Which is great. And they're like, hey, can you pull some of the woodlands from this barrel and like pour it into the glass? And I was like, yeah. And like then I can just grab other woodlands and like pour it in, and you can drink that because it's 150 proof. Bitter, and they're like, oh, no, it'll be fine. And I was like, I just want you to know, like, it's like drinking a shot of, you're just drinking bitters, right? And they're like, no, it's totally fine. All right, like, I'm not here to stop anybody from having a good time. I'm just doing my job. So I pulled this sample, put it in that glass, and she sipped it. And you could see that, like, look in her eyes of, like, I've made a horrible mistake. But she played it so well. And she was like, this is really good. And then she just handed the glass back and was like, thank you very much. And just had that, thing. I saw her drinking a lot of water after that. So. She liked the sweetened stuff, though. So
At Benziger, we made a port, and I remember the first time we got our brandy, and someone said, "Okay, it's time to hit the fermentation with the brandy. Go pull out 2 5-gallon buckets, right?" And I got a siphon hose. And I had no idea. I got a siphon hose, and I was always very proud of my ability to siphon. Mm-hmm. And I took a full.
Oh, God.
I mean, I was done for quite a while after that. My sinuses, I was instantly drunk.
Well, actually, speaking of brandy, can I ask you all? You all are here, right? You're in the heart of wine country, surrounded by grapes. Brandy has been such a massive part of history here in California and really the country as a whole, right? But nobody drinks brandy anymore. What happened?
My relatives do.
Your relatives?
Yeah. Corbel changed the label, and that was it, So in this part of Sonoma County, at least I can speak for the old dairymen, the old Italian, Swiss, Portuguese families, they used to drink huge amounts of brandy.
Yeah.
And it was Corbel, because that's what it was around,
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Christian Brothers.
Yeah.
But what happened? I don't know. I have no idea what happened.
It just totally fell out of favor.
There's a local distillery in town called Prohibition Spirits, and their brandies are fantastic.
There's so many good brandies.
They have like 4 that there's one especially, like they have like a chocolate orange situation that's really, really good. And I like it around Christmas time. And yeah.
It's poised for a comeback.
I hope so. I think it's really
It'll
fun.
follow in the footsteps of Amaro.
I hope so.
Because brandy can work within these alcohols also.
Isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Aren't they brandy? Aren't they grape
They're
alcohol
brandy based.
Yeah,
Right,
these are
right.
brandy based. Yeah, but just like a good aged brandy. You don't really see people sitting around and just enjoying a snifter of it anymore. Like people do it with scotches and whiskeys and whatnot.
So I
Brandy
think we
just
can
totally fell
sell
out.
we can sell up to 24% alcohol with our licenses. Yeah,
We just can't.
I
The
think
problem is making it.
right.
Don't we have something? Oh, can't talk about it?
We do not.
Okay.
We might know where one is,
Yes.
but we don't use it.
Okay.
Right.
Let's put it that way. Yeah, I think that I mean, really, that's more than anything what probably killed real, true, local craft spirits is how difficult it is to produce it and sell it and all those rules.
True.
Especially when you're making, doing all these other things and
Yeah.
the compliance. We didn't even get into that, and I'm sure dominates way more of your life than you care to admit.
Absolutely.
But somewhere along the way, the reason why craft distilling has come to the point that it is it because the equipment became more readily available, smaller equipment?
Sure.
Or is it because of the regulations got more open?
I think partly equipment, partly just the internet and people talking a bit more,
right,
and actually sharing their experiences. Yeah. I think has helped a little bit of that,
yeah,
in my opinion. Because it is just a labyrinth trying to get into it if you have no clue.
But your compliance, I'm sure, is just...
Yeah. We had to be, especially with San Francisco, the city just staring you down.
Right. And have to account for every ounce.
Right? Yes. Yeah, a lot of tracking, but that's just part of the job. So.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you guys. Mm-hmm. Thank you all very much.
You got anything? How was Vintage Festival?
Vintage Festival was awesome. It was very successful. The plaza was busy all day. The dinner at Vianza, it was a perfect night in Carneros. The moon was out. There was no wind.
Wow.
You could be out there, short sleeve shirts. It was weird how nice it was.
Yeah. The calm before the storm.
The calm before the storm, yeah. Saturday night went well.
That was the storm?
No, yeah, exactly. I'll tell you later. It went good. It was a beautiful night, and everybody had a good time. Everybody got home safe, so that's good. We raised some money for the charities. Our Zinfandel barrel, we sold all the cases. Actually, I think there's 3 cases left. So for the past few years, we've done a community barrel. So the first year was the Bordeaux blend, and then last year 4 people did a Pinot barrel. And this year we did Zinfandel. So Joel contributed 15 gallons of Old Hill.
Cool.
Muscardini contributed 15 gallons from Los Chamazal. Vianza, because they are part of Cundy. Right. The old vine Cundy, 100-plus-year-old vines, that piece was delicious. And then I had my Bruchera part, which was the other part. So, and it tasted great. Joel, God bless Joel. Joel's like, we should get together and taste them before because, it only takes 1 barrel to ruin the blend. And I'm like, oh, great, Joel, it's going to be my barrel. You're going to go. This one's got to go. So, but it turned out great. So we're going to assemble it now and we'll age it until April and then bottle it up and deliver it.
Cool.
But yeah, it was all good. Learned a lot of learned things and more to expand on next year.
Cool.
I saw somebody hit a salami with a potato when I was down there.
Tried and true tradition.
Yeah.
Hard to do.
Hard to do, especially because the salami's moving.
Right.
It's not like it's stagnant. It's So
hit a salami, win a salami.
Right.
Simple.
Anyway, what else? That's all I have for right now.
Final Sunday.
The
big harvest party. A week from when this comes out. A week and 10 days.
Right.
Celebrating
all things Phil.
All things Phil. Well, 10 years in the tasting house. 20 years since the first wine that became 16600, even though it may or may not have been bonded. And this is the 60th harvest for Phil Kateri, starting when he was 13 years old at what is now Laurel Glen. So it takes a lot to get to 60 harvests in this crazy business.
Yes, it does.
So, and the music's going to be great. The Abbey Roads with Reed Mathis played at the Terrapin Crossroads band and with all the Phil Lesh stuff, super just multi-instrumentalist music genius. Aaron Manger on keys, who, if you're like a Philly guy or in the East Coast scene, the Disco Biscuits, sort of like a EDM jam band mashup. I dig it, obviously. And he's on keys. Brian Rashap from Mother Hips playing bass, and Alex Koford on drums. And then the opener's Bella Rain and Friends. And if you haven't found Bella Rain on Instagram yet, you're missing out.
She is quite the guitar player.
Yeah, she shreds.
I have been checking her out lately.
And Swim Club making tacos and smash burgers. So it's a good one. Go on. The links are everywhere. Go find it. Or just look up Big Harvest Party. You'll find it.
Right. No. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Drink more Amaro.
We'll see you down in San Francisco. Drink more Amaro.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you all.
Jasmine, what button are you pressing?